Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. We were studying about communication skills. In this lecture we will continue our topic with interpersonal relationship. What is an interpersonal relationship? An interpersonal relationship is a strong, deep or close association or acquaintance between two or more people that may range in duration from brief to enduring. The nurse is an important member of the healthcare team that must work in cooperation and harmony for the care of the patient. This cooperation and harmony depends upon the IPR, that is interpersonal relationship, that is maintained among the members of the healthcare team. So interpersonal relationship is a relationship between two or more people, that may be between a nurse and a patient or maybe among a nurse and different healthcare professionals. Most importantly, we focus on the relationship between nurse and other healthcare team members. What are the principles of IPR? Learn everyone's name and never address anyone by nickname. Respect everyone's individually. Each member of a team is as important as other. Keep up the status of every member. Do not impose anything on anybody. Keep emotions under control. Do not give and take personal favor. Don't be afraid to admit ignorance. The other principles are: the team leader should not make any excuse regarding his or her responsibility. Develop the habits of listening and focus attention on the problem. Do not do or say anything that will disturb other faith. Give importance to others and practice justice. These are all the qualities which are also found in a leader. You have read about the roles of a leader as a nurse as a leader. Principles of IPR: the members of team should be loyal, honest, dependable and willing to carry out the directions of the team leader. There should be team spirit or team feeling among the members. Each member should work for the interest of the group. There should be mutual understanding between the members. They should be willing to give and take corrections. So while working in an environment, when we are working together with someone, we should focus on these characteristics to maintain a healthy IPR. There should be delegation of responsibility in a group, and every member should carry out his or her responsibility to the satisfaction of the group. So if we delegate any of our responsibility to other person, any one of the person delegates his or her responsibility to us, we should be as responsible as the other person should be in that situation. The relationship between the members of a group should be decent and considerate. Teach the newcomer about the job. Make sure that all the assignments are understood. The newcomer of the group should feel at home when he joins the group. Establish a good rapport among the members in order to achieve the aim. Every member should be familiar with the organization's plan and the policies of the group. Be up to date with the information that is going around. More principles are: avoid arguments in the group. Talk in terms of other man's interest. Praise the slightest improvement made by others. Use words of encouragement. Have a smiling face always. Prepare yourself mentally to accept the worst if necessary. So when we talk about these principles, you see, these are the principles which create a healthy environment in a working relationship, and these are the principles which are more you can say these are more helpful while working with our other healthcare team professionals. While working with our patients, the characteristics of IPR helping relationship is a therapeutic relationship in nursing which promotes a psychological climate that brings a positive change in the client and promote his group. So helping relationship is the IPR with IPR between a nurse and a patient. It has two characteristics: facilitative and action oriented. Facilitative characteristics are: they are the essential message for the nurse to establish positive and supportive relationship with the client. These are conditions that create an emotional environment in which a patient feels comfortable and safe. So this is the relationship between a patient and a nurse. It includes trust. It may be defined as the belief that other will provide in terms of need, and distrust. Trust fosters open therapeutic communication to foster the nurse act consistently, reliably and competently. Empathy, it is the ability to understand and enter the client's frame of reference. As I have told you earlier, that empathy is considering oneself at another's position. Empathy is sensing, comprehensive, and sharing the client's frame of reference, beginning with the problem that the client recognizes. In other words, it is a phase of sensitive and objective look at what another person experiences. Next is caring. It is having a positive regard for another person. It is basic in helping relationship. Nurses can show caring by expediting clients as who they are and respecting them as individuals. So giving them the sense of autonomy, individuality is a sign of caring. It promotes trust and decrease anxiety and distress. Autonomy and mutuality, it is the ability to the self-direction. Mutuality involves sharing with another. These are important in any helping relationship. Next is genuineness. It is considered to be most basic of helping conditions. The helper needs to be aware of his own feelings. He should be comfortable with who he is so that he does not look out his own feelings from himself. Non-possessive warmth, it simply means unconditional positive regard, respect for others, and praising the other. Now coming towards the action orientation, these are conditions that assist a person to move towards his goals. Action oriented characteristics are used on the nurse-patient relationship to progress beyond the initiation process. These include concreteness in communication. A person is helped when he is encouraged to express his concern in specific and personal terms. Immediacy, the nurse attends to any interpersonal processes within the therapeutic relationship. Sensitive confrontation includes non-judgmental point out of discrepancy in a helping behavior. It should be used carefully and should never be used in earlier phase of the therapeutic relationship, because that can create some kind of that can create certain illogical things in a relationship. Interpersonal communication, it occurs between two or more persons with a goal to exchange message. So mostly the interpersonal communication occurs when two or more persons are working on a same goal. Like if nurse and patient are working on the improvement of a patient, this is their goal. And if nurse and the other healthcare team members are working on the improvement of an organization, it is their mutual goal. Most of the nurses' days spent communicating with the patient, family members, and members of the healthcare team. The nurse's ability to communicate effectively at this level influences the nurse's interpersonal sharing, problem solving, goal attainment, team building, and effectiveness in critical nursing roles. There are certain definitions in your chapter. Number 1 is person, a developing organism that tries to reduce anxiety caused by needs. Environment, existing forces outside the organism and in the context of culture. Health, a word symbol that implies forward movement of personality and other ongoing human processes in the direction of creative, constructive, productive, personal and community living. And nursing, a significant therapeutic interpersonal process. It functions cooperatively with other human processes that makes health possible for individuals and communities. This is not the recommended definition by WHO, but these are the definition in context with communication. So your assignment for today's lecture is what are facilitative characteristics of interpersonal relationships. If you have any question regarding this lecture, you can ask me. Thank you.